Hello everyone and welcome to the Freak Review, where we talk about good music. Once again, we're going to be talking about a punk pop album by a band whose past work I very much adore. This time it's Paramore's new album, creatively titled Paramore. So in case you haven't been following the band for a while, there was a big falling out a few years ago between Hayley Williams, the lead singer, and the guitarist and drummer, Josh and Zach Farrow. I'm not entirely sure on the details, but whatever it was, they managed to kind of get their way through it when they made Brand New Eyes, and it worked out. It was pretty much the band's best album. Eventually, it led to the Farrow brothers leaving the band. Hayley managed to keep the Paramore name alive, and now, 4 years after Brand New Eyes, we have this self-titled album. Self-titled albums always seem like very big steps in a band's discography, and I can say with confidence this is totally unlike any other Paramore album before it, because their previous albums were good, and this is a train wreck. Are you kidding me? This is the same band that would start off albums with songs like Careful? I'm not getting mad at Paramore for being catchy. They've always been a pretty poppy band, but this isn't poppy and catchy. This is just kind of stupid. But it's alright. It's only the first track. There's a whole bunch more to go. Alright, well, you know, 2 strikes. They're still not out. This sounds like a bad Taylor Swift single. You're not here when I break in. I'm gonna go to your closet just so I can smell your skin. As the chemicals swim, I know I'll never love again. Alright, I think the song is supposed to be a joke, but it's not working. It just kind of comes off as being creepy. Hayley sounds a little bit too serious. I'm a little bit creeped out. So no, throughout this album's 17 tracks, yes there are 17, and yes it's way too many for this band. There are precious few moments that remind the listener of who Paramore used to be or that they had any sort of creative spark. There's a lot of this simplistic, poppy nonsense. But it's not all that. There are a lot of more mature songs on here. Just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. Oh, see how mature the song is? See how slow and serious and delicate it is? Too bad it's been overproduced in the worst way imaginable and just gets really boring. And then there's this. This is the last track. This is supposed to be, apparently, a big, progressive, mature statement, instead of, you know, closing on a big, powerful anthem like the band's been known to do in the past. But it ends up just being really boring. The instrumentals don't go anywhere. There's a false ending in there that's one of the most pretentious things I've ever heard this band do. There are a lot of things that bother me about this album. They come from pretty much every direction. The production is terrible. Almost everything is grossly overproduced. Hayley Williams doesn't get to show off her pretty impressive range, and when she does, it sounds very shrill and not as powerful as we know it can be. The instrumentals are, by and large, pretty boring and trite. Everything comes off feeling kind of forced. I was talking about this album with a good friend of mine who also loves Paramore's past work and didn't like this one very much, and he had this to say about it. He said that if he didn't know anything about Paramore, he would say this sounded like a girl trying to prove to her ex-boyfriend that she didn't need him. And knowing what he does know about Paramore, that's pretty much what's happening. And there's a lot of truth to that. A lot of this album and its attempts to sound, you know, mature and artistically developed come off as attempts to prove to the Farrow brothers that no, Hayley didn't need them anyway. And the poppy songs, if you look at the lyrics, tend to have a lot of this weird defiant edge to them that doesn't really work because it doesn't sound like Hayley's actually defying anything. Apparently her main idea of being rebellious is driving fast in her car. Alright, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. I do enjoy this song because it's so over the top. And this song actually does sound like Hayley does have a little bit of swagger left. But all in all, in this desperate attempt to prove that she doesn't need the Farrow brothers, all she did was prove without a doubt that apparently they were the brains of the operation. I can't remember the last time I've seen an album try to please everybody, from the most casual listener to the most elitist, snobbiest critic, and fail on so many levels. Quite a disappointment, really. But as a consolation prize, Hayley Williams is still cute. Final score is a 3.5 out of 10. The best tracks are Ain't It Fun, Proof, and I can't recommend the third track because there aren't 3 good tracks on here. I'm done with that. Go listen to good music, everybody.